Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
We'll get started in just a moment.
Yeah, my people are they're coming in the door. I see them now.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, print those and then I need that.
Yeah. Is all on the computer too? Today's date. Yeah, we'll go on.
All right, Alex, your people are ready?
To the door. Oh, they're coming. I see them coming through the door on my camera here, Judge. I need to make sure they're all here. If you got somebody.
Okay, we'll go ahead and court come to order. We'll start with Mr. Cotton, 21 CPR 010. Well, let's start by swearing in everyone that's ready to be sworn in. Go ahead and raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cotton, you may start with the state, Ruby Lee McCoy.
Okay, sir. Ms. Carter, would you state your name for the record, please?
Grace Carter.
Okay, and you're interested in the estate of Ralph H. Allison, is that correct?
Correct.
And his will has already been admitted to probate, and your mother was actually admitted as the executor in the beginning, is that correct?
Correct.
And she has since deceased.
Yes.
And as an alternate, it named Connie Lynn Daughtery as the first alternate, right?
Correct.
And she's filed a declination to serve.
Yes.
And that leaves you, Grace Marie Carter, as the last person named to serve as the alternate executor. Is that correct?
Yeah. Correct.
And you're telling the court today that there is a need for an administrator. There are some funds coming into the court that are coming into the estate that can't be handled other than with an administrator.
Exactly.
You're asking the court today to appoint you the independent administrator to serve without bond according to the terms and conditions set forth in the will.
Yes.
And will you promise to faithfully serve as the executor and take care and properly execute the terms of the will?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Judge.
All right, everybody, Mr. Will of probate and authorized letters.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Carter.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, number 21 CPR 0111, the state of Melvin K. Alfred. The Savage, you?
Sure, 111.
Judge, that one was reset.
Oh, okay, that's reset.
Did you
Well,
say
that's-
Alfred or Alfred? We had two that were almost identical.
That was Alfred. Little Savage is the term. I don't see her on,
Yes,
so I guess it
they
is.
reset.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, 71 CPR 0114, the state row. Ms. Travis, Mr. McCall, good morning. And you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Cynthia L. Crow, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were married to Donald O. Crow?
Yes, sir.
He passed away on October the 11th of 2015.
Yes, sir.
And he had a valid written will that was dated April the 28th of 2009. is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct? And you filed that will in this court to probate it as a muniment of title, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you weren't aware of the fact that if the will needed to be probated within a 4-year period after he died?
No, sir, I didn't.
And there was nothing that came up that you needed to probate it during that time?
No, sir, I didn't.
But now there's a house that you need to sell that y'all own together,
Correct.
and there's a necessity to probate this as a minimum title now.
Yes, sir.
And he had his fixed place of residence in Chambers County on the day he passed away.
Yes, sir.
And he didn't have any children born to or adopted to him after the date of the will.
No, sir.
And there was no marriage that was dissolved after the date of the
No,
will.
sir.
And he never received during his lifetime any benefit from Medicaid.
No, sir, he
Okay.
did not.
And you've had a chance to review this proof of death and other facts
Yes, sir.
before coming in today?
Yes.
And you've signed that and all this information is true and correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And you've got an oath here in front of you to sign. Go ahead and sign that there's no outstanding debts owed against the estate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It didn't leave anything to any charity or any governmental entity.
No, sir.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, everybody, Mr. Will to probate and authorize the letter. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, number PO 4155, say Ralph H. Allison. Mr. Cotton has disappeared.
Believe we did that one, sir.
Yeah, we've
Right.
already done that one.
That's the
Judge.
one we just did.
He's got another one on, it's 108.
No, wait a minute. No, we did Ruby Lee McCoy. Well, that's when I called anyway.
No, well, you did Allison.
Oh,
Allison
we did.
was the,
Yes, sir.
it was the
All right, either
substitute.
way, he's not here, so we need to move on to Mr. Bill. Alex, if you'll have your,
Everybody come over
everybody raise the right hand, please.
here. Right hand and
You'll have to show to be.
there you go. There you go.
Good. All right. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct? So help you God.
Yes.
All right, you put your hand down and you may proceed, Council.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, I just want to point out, I did have one of the heirs there on camera. She has disappeared. I don't know
Yeah,
what
she
happened
was
to her. So I don't know. I'll go through this. Maybe she'll come back on here shortly.
Who is it,
I don't
Alex?
see
Sorry.
anybody else here that's not currently on screen other than the clerk. So who we see on screen is what we got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She logged off or
Yeah.
dropped it or something. I don't know what
She
happened.
was there.
She was there, yeah.
There's a way to call her daughter.
All right, so if somebody try to get a hold of her and get her logged back in, but you may go ahead and proceed, Council.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Okay, I'm gonna ask questions to you, Kedrick, okay? All
Okay,
right, can you state your name for the record, please?
Kendrick Allen Williams,
Okay, and who is Melvin Alfred to you?
this is my father.
Okay, and he died intestate, which means without a will, is that correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
you never found a will?
No, sir.
Okay, and 4 years have not elapsed since he's passed away, right?
We say 4 years.
Has not passed since he died.
No,
Okay, because he died on December 30th, 2019, is that correct?
yes, sir.
Now, he died in Houston, but he has a fixed residence here in Anahuac, right?
Yes, sir.
And that address was what?
Waller Street,
111?
111 Waller Street.
Okay. All right. And now, to the best of your knowledge, the heirs of your dad are you, correct?
Yes,
Grace Rivon, is that correct?
yes,
That's your sister, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
she's sitting right next to you, right?
yes, sir.
And Lolita Alfred, she was the one that was on just
On
a minute
screen.
ago. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. And then you have a brother that passed away, correct?
yes, sir.
His name was Melvin Williams Jr., right?
Yes, sir.
And he had two children.
Yes, sir.
One is Brandon Williams,
Yes,
which
sir.
is with us here
Yes, sir.
today. And the other one is Sidney King, and he is actually in prison. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. TDC.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's a necessity for this administration, right? He had an estate with property that needs to be distributed, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He didn't have any other children born or adopted.
Not, no, my knowledge, no, sir.
His only marriage was to Laura Alfred, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And let's see, is she alive or she passed away?
Mom, she passed away.
Okay, she's passed away.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
When did she pass away?
Oh,
Was that September 12th, 1983?
yes, sir.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Yes.
Okay, and like I said before, you don't have any knowledge of any will,
No,
correct?
sir.
And the property you've already stated is here in Anahuac on Wheeler Street,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Nothing disqualifies you, Kedrick, from receiving letters of administration, meaning you're not a convicted felon, or
No,
nothing like
sir.
that. Okay.
Never had a ticket.
Okay. All righty. Now, I see Miss Lolita has logged on down there, and she's been someone I've not been able to talk to very much. I'm sure she'll speak for herself here shortly. But Miss Walsh has, I believe, spoken to her. Now, the other applicant is Grace Rivon, because y'all are applying to be co-administrators, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Grace, you've heard the questions. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Grace Robin.
And you've heard the questions that I've asked Kedrick, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I ask you those exact same questions, would your answers be the same?
Yes.
All right, Judge, I'm gonna go to,
Hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Bill, can I just cross your applicant?
Yeah, let,
On one,
Sure.
question, please?
sure, go
Ms.
ahead.
Walsh,
Laura. Go
please
ahead.
proceed to cross.
Mr. I know that you've indicated to the court that your father did not leave a will. Can you please tell the court what you did to search for the will, or how you know there was not a will?
Well, I never had access to go back into his home because at first it was possible that I could get into the house, but later on it was locks put on the house, so I couldn't get in to go and check for no will.
Look through conversations with your dad.
Did you happen to have any conversations with your
Yes,
father during
yes,
his lifetime?
I talked with my dad, and then me and him was talking about doing a will and stuff, but we never got to it because the week that we talked about it, the next following week, he had a heart attack.
Okay. So at that time, a week before he died, he told you that he did not have a will.
No, yes, ma'am, he didn't have one.
Okay, I pass the witness.
You got to cross for the next witness, Ms. Walsh.
Ms. Rivon, I just had the same question for you. If you had ever had any conversations with Mr. Alfred about him having a will or not having a will?
No, ma'am, I never know of him having a will, and we never had a key to get in. I never had a key to get in.
Okay, all right, I pass the witness.
All right, call your next witness, Mr. Bill.
Thank you, Judge. I'm gonna call Larry Rivon. Go to the affidavit up there. Okay, Mr. Rivon, now, where you at? Okay, all right, you've been sworn in, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, and now I have an affidavit here that you signed, and it talks about the history and the family history of Mr. Alfred, which is, what was he to you, actually?
He was a friend.
Okay,
He was really a neighbor across the street from me.
Okay, and you've known him for how long? How long did we say?
Oh, for 60 years, all my life.
A long time, huh? Okay. And so, so everything you signed, or everything in this affidavit you signed is true and correct to the best of your knowledge,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right. Thank you. Go ahead, Laura, you want to talk to him or you want me to do?
Yes, Mr. Rivon, my name is Lori Walsh. I'm the attorney ad litem appointed by this judge, and you and I have previously spoken on the phone, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And since we had that conversation, have you come into any new information that would indicate to you that Mr. Alfred had any other children born to or adopted by him than
No.
the ones that have been indicated in your affidavit?
Yeah, I know all this children, and that's the only ones I know.
Okay.
I talked about.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
All right, call your next witness.
Okay, that'll be Henry Rivon, Judge. Mr. Ravon, can you state your name for the record, please?
Henry Ravon.
Okay, and you also signed an affidavit in this matter, correct?
Yes.
And it was a affidavit that swore to the family history of Mr. Alfred, correct?
Yes.
And you've known him for a long, long time, correct?
Yes.
Actually, were you married to his
I was
daughter?
Married to his daughter for
Okay.
23 years.
Okay, so you were son-in-law for 23 years. So you have a real good grasp of the family history, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so everything stated in your affidavit is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Laura.
Hi, Mr. Rivon. My name is Lori Walsh. I'm the attorney ad litem. And you and I have previously spoken by phone. Do you recall our conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and since our conversation, have you come into any new knowledge that would indicate that Mr. Alfred had any other children born to or adopted by him than the ones indicated in your affidavit?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Okay, Judge, both Grace and Kedrick have signed the oath and the death, proof of death and other facts. I'll e-file those here shortly. And that's all I have, Judge. I know Miss Lolita down at the bottom might want to talk, but I really don't have any questions for her.
So, who called her as a witness?
She called herself, Judge. She logged on herself. I notified her of the hearing today because she is one of the three sisters here, or three siblings. So I gave her the log on information in case she wanted to get on and talk.
She's muted.
Have you talked to her, Lori? Ms. Walsh?
Yes, I have no questions for Miss Alfred.
Okay, I mean, if she's not called as a witness, of course, she's welcome to log in and listen, so.
Okay, well, we're done, Judge. That's all I have.
Okay, all right, so you're asking to, I don't have the order, I accidentally sent it back. So I'm waiting on it to come back to me. So what are you requesting, Council?
Judge, it's letters of co-administration for both Mr. Grace and Kedrick, so that could be co-administrators of the estate and take care of the estate and distribute it as it's supposed to be.
And you're also asking for a declaration of heirship. And Lori, have you looked at it and you agree to it?
Yes, Your Honor, and we also have an agreement on my fees.
Okay, I still got it here, so I'm gonna sign it and send it to them.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all. Take care.
Thank
All right,
you.
Judge, thank you. All right.
Thank
We're
you.
done. Okay, did we get them all?
Believe we have McCoy left.
Yes, Judge,
Oh,
that's mine.
still there's Weston.
108.
Still here. Just
All right.
hiding.
108, State of Ruby Lee McCoy. You may proceed, Council.
Okay, Judge. I'm going to testify. Ruby Lee McCoy died June 17th in Henderson, Russ County, Texas, at 89 years. She had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County at the time of her death.
Simon, they can hear you. They're just ignoring you.
Hold on just a minute.
I got that, Judge.
We still good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Her will was self-proved, and that will was never revoked so far as I know. There's no governmental agency or charitable organization named in the will. And after the date of the will, there were no child or children born to or adopted by her, and no marriage was ever dissolved after the date the will was made. The will named Gary Lee McCoy, who is her son, to serve as the independent executor, and he is qualified and not disqualified by law to serve, Judge. It is a small estate and would ask that the appraisers be waived and Mr. McCoy be appointed as the independent executor to serve without bond.
So done. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Good to see you, Judge.
You too.
Hey, was that Miss Lolita trying to talk?